and I don't blame them one bit, but to me, this is the star of the show. The Samaritan's first DC-8, one of only like 2 or 3 still flying in the world. I don't know if they'll open it up so we can get in or not. Alright, we got our pass, so we are going on board. How are you doing today?
Yeah, so Samaritan's Purse actually has 24 aircraft in its fleet. This is the only DC-8 that we have. So we have everything from small planes to 757 that we just recently acquired. So this bird's still going strong, 198 missions so far. Just came back from Brazil, like we talked about. If you look inside, does this look big to you or small? What do you think? Small, right? It's kind of, it doesn't look that big. But this will actually hold 2 53-foot semi-trailers of cargo inside it. So that 53-footer is what was parked back behind there, attached to that trailer, or hauler. That's what fits inside it. All that product fits up on pallets, and then those pallets actually sit on cookie sheets, these metal cookie sheets, and that's what rolls in on these rollers. So it comes in through the cargo door up there. The load master determines how it's going to get loaded and says, hey, when we hit the ground, first thing off needs to be tarps, or the first thing off needs to be the field hospital. So it's a little bit different material that we utilize for tarping. And with the tornadoes here in the Dayton area, those are actually deployed by our North American ministries in response to that tornado. So if you're in the area, you may actually see some of those on the roofs. And then right here we've got our blankets. These blankets are being deployed right now in Brazil, where over 1 million people are affected by flooding. Deployed, they were taking those blankets and making sure people are able to stay warm. You got wet weather from the rain and from the flood, houses are destroyed, and then it's cold on top of that. We're able to provide those blankets, provide warmth. So we're gonna walk up this way. You guys see, we've got our hygiene kits. If you ever stay at a hotel and forget something, call down to that front desk, hey, can you get a razor? Can I get a comb or something like that? Well, if you're in a disaster, you're not able to do that. You're not able to go into your home, maybe all that stuff got washed away or destroyed. We provide hygiene kits. So if you think about what it's like to get a shower after a few days, you have to shave, wash your hair, run a comb through it, you start to feel not just clean, but you feel like a person again. And that's why we hand those out. A lot of times we call those dignity kits. All right, I'm gonna need a helper with this one. Can somebody help me with this? Well done. Can you push that button again for me? Well done. Do you want to push this button a third time for me?
You want to try it?
Try it? There you go! Alright, so this is our solar light. This thing is phenomenal. It charges obviously by the sun, but it also can charge artificial light. One charge of this can last 40 hours of light. But the great thing about this too is you think about being on this aircraft, and earlier we had the Tora going on where they were blowing up stuff everywhere. If you were in Ukraine right now, or you're in another conflict zone and you heard that all night long, you have no power, and then somebody comes along and gives you one of these, that'll make a world of difference. The other thing that this thing does that's amazing is it has a USB charger. Wow. So you're at night listening to all that going on, you're able to charge your phone, you have light, but you can also coordinate and talk to your family, let them know where you're at, help coordinate some response as well. So we utilize these in our Colombian response to the Venezuelan migration, where I was stationed with my family in 2018. So for 3.5 years, my wife and my kids, who were 18 months and 3 years at the time, we all went together. And even my kids participated by handing out the solar lights. These food bags are being distributed right now in a certain part of the world. You guys want to take a guess as to where that might be? Ukraine, right? That's 250 million pounds of food have been distributed out. Now it's a conflict zone, so what's happening is we had to create our own supply chain because the grocery stores and things like that are constantly getting destroyed. So we work with our church partners on the ground to make sure that we're able to get that stuff distributed. Move on up here, we'll show you what the cockpit looks like. It sits just on the other side of this wall. You guys want to guess who sits right there? Yeah, the pilot, right? Who sits there? The assistant pilot, also known as a co-pilot. All right, this is an old aircraft, 55 years old. Who do you think sits right there? Engineer, the flight engineer. I'm gonna tell you, you're number 8 out of about 1,600 people that knew the answer to that. The other guys were mechanics and a 5-year-old who barely knew anything about DC-8. But that's the flight engineer sits right there. Well done. All right, guys, we're gonna head down to check out our water filtration system in Field Hospital. Watch your step as you're going.
It was in 2016 after the Ecuador earthquake. So that was the maiden voyage of both of those things. So we really weren't excused possible. That's one thing I love about Samaritan's Purse is we never arrive empty-handed. It's not good to arrive to a disaster and say, okay, we're assessing right now to see military doctors. There were Ukrainian military doctors that come all the way across and they were heading to the front lines to water out a disaster. So these are filters that we can give a village or a family. That way, and there's so many people, but we recreate it in the cockpit. Looks like what they see.
Freshwater filtration system. If I'm a freshwater source, I can treat water at 20 gallons a minute, or enough for 16,000 people per day with one system. Saltwater, I can treat that too. Salt's a little harder. It can be filtered out really small to get those particles. But that would be a reverse osmosis unit here. That would filter water at 7 gallons a minute, or enough for